All right, hello. I'm Tyreek Edwards. I'm a writer, director, and editor for Untied with Binds, and you are watching Experience the Scene. Today I'm going to break down my favorite scene out of this film, and it's going to take place right here. So we were trying to be very strategic about how we shot this, and so I had my DP, shout out Kasi. I wanted us to get the perspective of Mark, played by my good friend Justin, walking out of the bathroom into, what we're thinking is the living room. So we'll just go back for a quick second. So what's happening before here is he hears a sound, which is prompting him to want to go and check this thing out. So I want to show this is, normal lighting on his feet. And then we're going back into the bathroom where his wife is, Sarah, played by Ode Huahu. Um, and shows that's not even her phone. That's his phone. He was acting kind of jumpy. He was acting like something was off. So she decided to take matters in her own hands, and that's what we want to showcase. Showcase that she's, in that phone and thinking like, what's going on. So if you notice, the lighting there is regular still, and so now the lighting is like about to hit a boom. I mean, I don't know if you see this, but you should. There was a change in lighting here. So we started off with the lighting being, go back. So the lighting was rather, regular. As you can see, the tones in it here is just, it's regular. It's bright. It's like a bathroom would be. As he's stepping over, as he's stepping over through into the living room, boom, we get this blue hue. I was really trying to be very intentional about colors that we use. I feel as though colors tell an important story, no matter what it is that you're watching. And as I was doing research, blue was the color of lust, and I thought that it would be something else. I thought it would be, I'm thinking it was gonna be red. When I hear red, I more so think of like love and passion and at times anger. But with my research, I was finding that blue was like the color of lust, which I found really interesting, but it's something I wanted to play with throughout this film. So the color changes here, and also if you actually watch this, there is a sound change. And that is to let you know that we might be in a different realm right now. We might be somewhere else right now. And I just wanted to showcase with this extreme close up here. I just wanted to see just how personal, how, you know, Mark is still trying to be a very strong individual, still trying to be, you know, ready for whatever's going to come. But I did the extreme close up because I wanted you to see the emotion of, he's probably a little nervous, a little scared, honestly. And as you can see here, oh, I didn't mean to do that. But as you can see, now the entire aspect of everything has changed. Everything is now this blue hue. And what I also wanted to showcase is the shadow. You see there's some light here that takes place over this eye, but the shadow over here. I wanted to add to that mystery element, that suspense element, and beautiful crafting by my crew to help figure this out with the lighting and where Mark's head would be in this current moment. So as he's in here, I was trying to get, a little creative with the editing here. And so I wanted it to depict kind of this, like this delirium, this schizophrenic kind of effect. Because at this point in time, there's this question mark about, is this reality? Is this not? And that's the question that I wanted to put the audience in, because that's where Mark is in this specific sequence. He's wondering like what is really going on. He doesn't ever really say anything in this specific point. I wanted you to gauge just from his emotions and just from his his body language is telling you a lot within this scene, and that's the biggest question: is this real or is this not? I would say what I was trying to craft is that we are in some other type of realm. We're in some sort of supernatural realm. We're probably in his head. We're probably there right now, and you'll see what I mean by that. So I was really strategic about using shadows. I really wanted to use the shadow because I wanted this to be, as you can see, right here on his face. The shadows, like it's real mysterious, and I wanted to push that, keep pushing that throughout the whole thing, and then using that kind of glitch effect. I don't know if you caught that, but I use the glitch effect to really give you that, okay, split in between, am I in reality, am I not? And great character work by Justin to just make it seem as though he's still in this moment. He's still looking for something, someone. Because again, like I said, previous to the scene, before he even goes out into what would be the living room, he hears a sound. So he's thinking, all right, I gotta, protect this house. I gotta protect my woman. I gotta go out there and despite me having this little bit of fear in my heart, like I'm gonna go out here and make sure everything is straight. I'm gonna make sure I need to protect what's mine, what's here. And so as that's happening, I'm getting all these extreme close-ups. This is great body language right here. Let me play that again. This is great body language. You know somebody's stressed when they grab their head like that. You know they stressed. When they stressed, they going through it. You know what I'm saying? They do that. They reaching for the cigarette or for the black and mild or something. They stressed, man. They stressed, and I'm so glad that he did that right there. It was such a great move, great body language. All right, that's another one, a great excellent move right here. Again, but the body language, it's screaming to you. It's telling you just the amount of turmoil and stress that's on this man's head, the amount of anxiety, the amount of all these different emotions that's going through right now. All right, and so in this moment, I know I'm not playing the sound right now, but in this moment, this is him about to go back into the bathroom. Right, he's about to go back in there, and and hopefully all is calm right at this point. So as he's about to go, boom, this right here, and again, I gotta talk about these shadows, the shadows here on his face, because like I said, it's still very a mysterious, suspenseful moment. Throughout this whole period of time, we're not even getting any dialogue. We're just getting, the slight score. We're getting his body language, and we're hearing things in the background. There's some very subtle elements in the background. You hear some almost like somebody's there. Like you hear like some footsteps. You hear some different things, and I was trying to be very intentional about these different things going on this time. Because like I said, the whole point of this entire sequence right here, we're inside his mind right now, and so we're asking the same question he's asking: Is this real, or is this in my head? Am I going insane? What's going on? Is this like a? And it made me the inspiration for some of this was from Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe, and how when he killed that person, and like his heart was thumping, and he thought it was like the knocking of something else, and so it was just like this intense sequence of all this sound and all these different um uh these different moments that you could feel if you were guilty, if you were trying to stay in the shadows and things related to that. That's what I wanted him to feel here, and that's why I wanted you to kind of question, like, where are we in space and time right now? Like, what is this light? Like, what is going on? And I wanted to have all these things converge at the same time. So that he hears a sound, right? So then he hears a sound. I got really excited because the scene was like it was like that. It was so fun to shoot. So let me get my words in order, man. Let me get back. Let me get right. Let me compose myself. So here in this moment, I have my good friend Camry, who is acting as one of his exes, right? And she says his name. All right, so I got my other good friend Aaliyah being the other ex, right? And so again, his name is being spoken, and we were real strategic about utilizing extreme close-ups here because we're just trying to add to that suspense, trying to add to who are these women? You know, again, I'm still asking you, I'm still positioning you to ask this question: is this really happening, or is it in his mind, right? So that's where we wanted to take that. And so now we got this candle here. This candle here is actually really important. And you'll see it. You'll see why I say that. But this candle right here is almost, it kind of, it's kind of representative of, like, you know, when you have a sand timer, it's kind of representative of that. And so, you know, if you have a sand timer, when that sand is out, that means your time is up. So I just want you to think about that as we go back through this. So I wanted to bring the slow kind of camera movement, a little bit of the blurriness. The blurriness was shout out my DP. I see. The blurriness was kind of to, give you that this idea of like, oh, am I dreaming? Is this really happening? Where are we in space and time? I wanted to kind of keep that as a question mark. I wanted to kind of keep bringing that up, keep bringing that up. So that's where that loss of focus is on purpose. It was intentional, and also shooting this from this perspective, and having Hannah, Aaliyah, who's phenomenal at acting this part and really acting out well. The way I wanted to frame this was so it's almost like the gaze, the look is right at us. Like whoever's on the opposite side of this is looking right at us. So I wanted to take you through Mark's point of view right here in this very moment, in this very instance. And it's still out of focus for that reason, that dreamlike kind of, this daze kind of, I wish I had his hands wipe his face or something so you could sense that he was trying to, clear his eyes up because it was a whole bunch of stuff going on in his eyes. I mean, focus kind of comes back here. You got another extreme close up. And now the camera is coming back. It's coming back. It's moving backwards, as you can see, as if Mark is moving backwards. Like that was the whole purpose of that. So again, just trying to match his point of view here. So coming back. Okay, cool. And I got my other Hannah there again. Great role that Camry put in here and did some good work here. Again, just like, okay, so a lot of that just happened was really fast. So again, there's no sound on this part, but there's this continuous repetition of his name, Mark, 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 Mark. And so at this very moment, this is where we get the emotion. This is where we get the emotion because now he's yelling, and again, he does not know if these women are here or they're not. It's this constant question of, is this really happening? Is this not? Okay. And I want you to understand that the reason we had him looking this way is for eyeline purposes. So if we go back here, okay, oh wait, okay, okay. So they're looking this way. Let me get it right. So their eye lines are this way. This eye line is, a little bit here, but mainly it's trying to come this way, right? The eyes pointing this way. Now, mind you, when he walked out the bathroom, that's the door's over here. The door's over here. So her eye line is going that way because that's where Mark is. Mark is left the bathroom at this point. He's gone at this point. So that's the reason she's looking that way. Just trying to help make it more realistic with our eyes, because our eyes are really important as we look at these different moving pictures. All right, so like I said, he's now this is where the animation really comes out, and his emotion really comes out. He's really like, yo, y'all need to get up out of here. And again, if these women are really there, he's like, yo, y'all gotta get up out of here. Y'all destroying my current my current union that I got. I need to go up and get up out of here. So this was him essentially yelling at his demons. Now, it's really interesting how these two women come come back in his life in this way, and they come back in this scary kind of space. Like they're both in here, and they're both very much like comfortable with being there, and they are coming through in this very sultry, this very like, hey, we present you with something like here, what you gonna do type of thing. Like this is you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be straight, just like here it is on a platter and everything like that. Like it's basically this idea of all these things around are seemingly kind of friendly and kind of fascinating and kind of tantalizing and I'm sure that's a piece of what Mark is thinking too. But the way that he reacts is he's yells at them. And again, like I keep saying, he doesn't know if they're there for real or not. But this incredible amount of anxiety and frustration, all these different things are now coming out. So he says, get out, and then they don't go nowhere. They don't go nowhere. And again, the way this camera is moving, so it's following, right? It's following. And I wanted, again, this is all in POV. This is POV of Mark. I need to get a pen for this. This is all his point of view. That's why the camera is moving the way it is. That's why it's going up, it's going down, it's moving left, it's moving right. We're really about to see that again in just a second. So there, hey, there's a smile, right? There's a smile. Like I think that I wanted to depict that the things that cause us to fall into bad habits or into sin or into different things that we know we're not supposed to be involved in, they often come in packages that are kind, that are they got there's a smile. There is this element of that you can trust, this person, that you can, it's okay for you to enjoy these things and to be okay with things that you're trying to get away from. See, there's a beckoning call, like, it's okay, come over here, hang out with us. See the fingers like beckon and call, like, come over here, hang out, just for a minute, just for a moment type of thing. There's the stress hand again. Let's go back. Let's go back. All right. There's the hand on the head, man. This is again the stress, the anxiety, the frustration, the overall emotion of what Mark is going through is shown a lot through his body language. Like yes, we get that scream from him and that explosion of emotion, but we also get the little subtle things that he's doing with his hands. Like he's doing a lot of pacing, he's doing a lot of moving because this is a mind-boggling situation for him. This is a stressful scenario for him. And again, I'm using that glitch again to still add to that delirium. That kind of, I don't want to use the word. I feel like that's incorrect for me to say schizophrenic kind of um, attitude toward the thing. I feel like that's incorrect for me to say. So let me say delirium. He's moving in delirium. He's not really sure what's really going on, and these choppiness, these things like that. This is really happening within the synapses within his nervous system. So I wanted to detect that a little bit, give you a little bit of those. So it feels crazy, it feels chaotic, and it feels like what's really going on. That's that's the main question that's being brought up. What is happening right So they saying his name. There he go yelling again. And then this camera movement is so important. These whips as we go over. So all right, so you saw the whip. All right, watch the whip, and then I wanted to intercut it with again these close-ups again, these extreme close-ups, because I wanted you to see the shadows. I wanted you to see that. I wanted you to understand some of his emotional standpoint here. There's a lot of different emotions going on in this man's head right now. But again, this is the shadows here are just adding to that factor of the mystery of even like the temptation of the things that's going on. Is to further add levels to that and what's really going on. There goes the whip. There goes the intercut with this close up. And there's another moment of just body language. Body language, man. This body language is so important. Incredibly important. Whip, whip, whip. Now I mean whip, hey. Now I mean what? Whip. Now I mean whip. Alright, boom. So remember what I was telling you about the way this candle is operating, kind of like the ticking time bomb, if you will. It's like the ticking sand timer thing. And as you can see, it went out. And if you notice, it's kind of hard to see, but if you notice, the women are no longer here. Like they're not here. I'm just trying to make the hold on. So let's go back just a second. So when it's blue, the women are there. All right. Like I said, candle went out. There's no woman there. No woman here. That means time's up, buddy. Time's up. Time is over with. And then it begs, again, later in the film, it begs, was this real and was this not? That was the main question I was bringing up. And I'd rather let, you all as the audience figure out, hey, was it real, was it not? Was it in his head or was it not? So that is going to conclude this version of Experience the Scene. Thank you for watching.